you must be wondering what I'm doing here. And believe me, I'm also wondering about the same thing, more so than you. What am I doing here? Devika requested me to give a 15 minutes talk on how, through deliberate practice, I ended up writing a 476-page book. And she hoped that I will be able to inspire you. So when she said that to me, I was like, really? Me? Inspiring them? Yeah, like that is going to happen. But then on second thoughts, I realized that nobody can actually inspire anybody. When Virat Kohli says that Sachin Tendulkar is his inspiration, which young cricketer is not inspired by Sachin Tendulkar? But not everybody ends up becoming Kohli. At the end of the day, it's you who have to inspire yourself. It's you who have to stretch yourself and get out of the comfort zone. Those two words are something you will be hearing repeatedly in my talk today. Stretch yourself and get out of the comfort zone. And that's exactly what I'm doing here right now. When Devika asked me to give this talk, I was nervous. I never spoke in front of so many people before. I was stretching myself. I was afraid because I was at a risk of exposing my close-guarded secret, that I'm an idiot. And you're not telling that to anybody outside this room, okay? So I was afraid. But I decided, I was so uncomfortable that I said, yes, I'm going to do that. So now let's come back to the book. Around 1.5 years ago, I told my parents that I'm going to write a book. And they were very excited. They told me, what are you writing on? I said, I'm writing on Indian history. And my mother was shocked. She looked at me and said, are you taking drugs? And I don't blame them. Because if I go back to my school days, I used to hate history. I used to run away from it. Before the exam, my brother used to read the book to me. And just by listening, I used to go and give the exam. That's how afraid I was of history. And not just history. I was afraid of reading in general. My brother used to give me books. I used to see it, turn over the pages and keep it back in the shelf. I was just afraid of reading. That changed when I was in class 10. He gave me a book called Illusions by Richard Bach. I don't know why. I read that book and I started liking reading. One thing helped, that the book was very thin. That helped. But after that, I slowly started getting addicted to reading. Reading is like whiskey. First time you take that sip, you feel like, yuck, how can somebody drink that? Slowly and slowly over time, you start enjoying it. And then you buy your own bottle. And it usually ends up with you buying a bar cabinet. For books, it's not a bar cabinet, but a bookshelf. So that's how addicted I became to books. And why? Because as we grow, we learn from a family, we learn from a school, we learn from the people close to us. And what we do is we build walls. We build walls of good, bad, right, wrong, do, don't. And the more walls we build, we start to see the world through a narrow prism of prejudice. What book does is helps you break those walls of prejudice. And I wasn't actually addicted to reading books. I was addicted to breaking those walls of prejudice. That's what I became addicted to. Now, why am I telling you this? Because this phase of my life is important. Without this phase of my life, I would have never ended up writing a book. So, why history? Now, the chaos, the excitement that is India always excites me. I was curious to know how we became who we are. So I started reading about our past. And as I kept reading, I realized one thing, that I was born with a small floppy disk-like memory. I couldn't remember stuff. So what I did was I started writing things down. I realized that writing actually helped me in understanding things better. I was reading things from different places. I was traveling. I travel a lot. I traveled to a lot of places. And I was getting a lot of information. But when I wrote that down, my understanding, and summed it up, it actually helped me understand the past in a much better way. I could correlate things better. And then, as I kept writing, I realized, why not share it with people? So I started writing a blog. And writing blog was uncomfortable. I'm not very good with grammar. Some of you must have understood that by now. Writing the blog, again, exposes my close-guarded secret, of which you know nothing about, to the outside world. So that was very uncomfortable. I had to stretch myself to write a blog and get my ideas out for public scrutiny. So it was so uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable that I said, yes, I'm going to write that blog. So that's how Khoj was born. That was my blog. And people started liking it. And slowly after I'd written a few articles, I started thinking about writing a book. And writing a book was much more uncomfortable. Writing a book is like, I'm not an expert in history. And I've read things, but I'm not an expert in history. I'm not a history professor or something. But that uncomfortable factor, that stretch, actually, I enjoy that. And so I said, why not? Let's write a book. So that's how I ended up writing a book. At the end, there are two things, like I said. I set a very stretch target for myself, and I ended achieving that. My book isn't a bestseller yet, but it's a personal success because I achieved what I wanted. And more than success, it's a personal satisfaction to hold your book in your own hand. Those are the two things that I did deliberately and over again. Whenever someone asks me, my boss asks me to do something that I think I'm not an expert in, I might not be able to do, I say, yes, I will do it. If there is one thing that you take away from this talk, that one thing is get out of your comfort zone. It may sound contradictory, but be comfortable outside your comfort zone. What I also believe is that there is no one path to success. Different people are different. And our ancestors actually understood that. They wrote down paths to achieve salvation. I equate that with success. For the people who were emotional, people of heart, they proposed the path of bhakti yoga. So through devotion, complete devotion to something you believe in, you can achieve success. An example would be like Sachin Tendulkar. He devoted his entire life to cricket, and he is successful. For people of mind, the people of intellect, the path that was proposed was Raj Yoga or Gyan Yoga. So that was the path for people like Einstein's. They can achieve success through sheer knowledge and sheer thinking. For people who were in between heart and mind, for them, the Karma Yoga was proposed. Do your duties. If you do your duties sincerely and with hard work, you can still achieve success. For example, Rahul Dravid. He was not a born talent. Neither he devoted his entire life to cricket. But he did things sincerely and through hard work, and he achieved success. And there was another path, the path of Tantra Yoga, that is meant for the crazy people, for the creative people. People like Michael Jackson. They do stupid things, but they still achieve success. So different people are different. There is no one way to achieve success. But there is one thing that is constant in all of the people who are successful. They stretch themselves. Remember that not everybody becomes successful, but a successful person can come from anybody. It doesn't matter where you are today. If you keep stretching yourself, you will achieve what you want. Thank you.